Set in 1930s Mississippi, this vampire thriller starring Michael B. Jordan isn't just about monsters. It's a profound exploration of black culture, the soul-stirring power of blues music, and a bold reimagining of vampire mythology. From the Jim Crow South to the legacy of blues legends, Sinners waves history, art, and allegory into a story that is thought-provoking as it's chilling. Sinners transport us to Clarksdale, Mississippi in the 1930s, a time when the Jim Crow era's brutal laws shaped every aspect of black life. Segregation was enforced through voter suppression, economic exclusion, and the ever-present threat of violence from groups like the Ku Klux Klan. This isn't just a setting in Sinners, it's a living, breathing force in this story. Twin brothers Smoke and Stack, both brought to life with electrifying intensity by Michael B. Jordan, returned their hometown after years in Chicago's gritty underworld. Their goal? To open a juke joint, a vibrant space where black folks can dance, laugh, and reclaim their joy in a world that seeks to crush it. This juke joint is more than a bar, it's a celebration of black resilience and culture. The film waves together horror, romance, and moments of humor to paint a full picture of black life, showing its richness even under oppression. The costumes, think sharp zoot suits, colorful headscarves, and Sunday best dresses, ground the story in the era while showcasing black style as an act of defiance. One unforgettable scene features young blues prodigy Sammie, played by Miles Caton, performing at the juke joint. As his guitar sings, the film cuts to images of African drummers, hip-hop DJs, and modern black artists, creating a visual timeline that shows how black music connects past, present, and future. It's a powerful reminder that black culture is a living, evolving force, unbroken by centuries of hardship, but Sinners doesn't shy away from the era's pain. Smoke and Stack, hardened by their time in Chicago, shatter young Sammie's dreams of escaping to the north, revealing that the Great Migration promise of equality was often a mirage. Black families fled the South's lynchings and oppression, only to face redlining and new forms of discrimination in cities like Chicago. The film's vampires, led by the menacing white Irishman Remick, played by Jack O'Connell, embody this systemic threat. They don't just crave blood, they feed on black vitality and culture. Mirroring how white systems have historically exploited black creativity, the juke joint becomes a battleground, a sacred place where black identity fights to survive against forces that seek to consume it. If the juke joint is the heart of Sinners, blues music is its soul. The film doesn't just play blues, it uses the music as a storytelling engine that drives both the plot and its deeper themes. The story opens with a chilling legend about musicians who can pierce the veil between life and death, a clear nod to the myth of Robert Johnson, the Delta blues legend said to have traded his soul to the devil at a Mississippi crossroads for his otherworldly talent. The myth shapes Sammie, a preacher's son whose guitar playing is both a gift and a curse, drawing admiration from his community and danger from the supernatural. The film's score is a masterpiece, blending 1930s Delta blues with gospel, soul, and hints of modern rock to create a sound that's haunting yet empowering. Songs like Pale Pale Moon and Magic What We Do aren't just background tracks, they are woven into the story's fabric. In one gripping scene, Sammie's blues riff seems to summon otherworldly forces, the camera lingering on his fingers as if each note carries magic. The film emphasizes that blues is a black creation rooted in African rhythms and spirituals, not a byproduct of oppression. One character puts it beautifully: blues weren't forced on us like that religion, we brought this with us from home. Sinners also tackles the historical stigma of blues as the devil's music. Sammie's father, a stern preacher, warns that his son's guitar invites evil, a belief that echoes the religious debates of 1930s South. When vampires descend on Clarksdale, it seems the preacher's fears are justified, but the film flips this narrative, showing blues as a force of resistance. In a climactic moment, Sammie's guitar becomes a weapon, its chords repelling the vampires like a spiritual shield, as if the music channels ancestral power. This reclaims blues from demonic sword types, tying it to the African heritage and liberation. The film also subtly critiques the exploration of blues. In the 1930s, white record executives often profited from black artists like Johnson, who died in poverty while his music birthed rock and roll. In Sinners, the vampires attempts to co-opt the juke joint's music echo this theft, making Sammie's performances a defiant stand for cultural ownership. By framing blues as both art and activism, Sinners honors its role in black history as a voice for the oppressed. Now, let's sink our teeth into the vampires. Sinners reimagines vampire lore as a powerful lens for exploring colonialism, racism, and cultural appropriation. These aren't your typical Cape bloodsuckers, led by Remick, a white Irish immigrant played with chilling intensity by Jack O'Connell. The vampires are allegories for systemic oppression. Remick's hive mind offers converse a so-called post-racial eternity, but it's a trap. Those who join lose their autonomy, becoming extensions of his will. This mirrors historical tactics of assimilation, from slavery's erasure of African identities to the theft of black music by white industries. The film grounds its vampires in the Jim Crow South's real horrors. Remick recruits Ku Klux Klan members, turning them into undead predators who terrorize Clarksdale black community. In one heart-pounding scene, a vampire Klansman sets across a blaze, only for smoke to comfort him with a shotgun, blending action hero grit with historical defiance. This fusion of supernatural and real-world evil makes the horror feel urgent, rooted in the era's constant threat of violence. Music plays a central role in the vampire narrative, creating a cultural tug-of-war. Sammie's blues channel black resilience, but Remick uses Irish folk songs like Wild Mountain Thyme to mesmerize his victims. In a haunting dance sequence, Remick sings to a hypnotized crowd, his voice a tool of seduction and control. This contrast highlights the film's critique of cultural appropriation, white vampires feeding on black creativity. Much like white artists profit from blues and jazz, the vampires are framed as colonizers who consume rather than create, draining the life from the cultures they target. But Sinners doesn't settle for a simple good versus evil story. Remick, shaped by his own suffering under British colonialism in Ireland, carries a quiet pain, revealed in the moment where he speaks of his lost homeland. This adds a bittersweet layer, showing how oppression can turn victims into oppressors. The film's mid-credits scene drives this home. Stack, now a vampire, confesses he is not truly free despite his newfound power, by rooting vampirism in historical and psychological complexity. Sinners transcends traditional horror, offering a meditation on power, identity, and the cost of survival. Sinners is a thematic triumph, a horror film that is intellectually rich as it is viscerally thrilling. Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan, and their team have crafted a love letter to black culture, a tribute to the blues' enduring power, and a radical reimagining of vampire lore that resonates in 2025. From the juke joint's defiance to Sammie's soul-stirring guitar, this is a film that demands to be seen on the big screen. What hit you hardest about Sinners? Was it the blues, the vampire metaphors, or the Jim Crow era realism? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's keep this conversation alive. If you found this deep dive insightful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more film breakdowns, and share it with your friends. Go see Sinners in theaters and let its music haunt you. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the stories that shape our world.